Viewers are the key in our Know Your Rights segment, and this week Catherine Stone is here to answer some of your questions or talk about some recently answered questions that you're currently going through. How are you?
Good, how are you?
So we love this partnership that we have with you and your team because it's all about encouraging people to email, to call in with those questions. And there's a little bit of good news with the recent one, or at least you're kind of working through that.
Right, and again, it goes back to the viewers are a huge part of what we're doing here, not only for your show, but also for us as well. And so a viewer a couple of weeks ago, after seeing one of the Wednesday morning segments, submitted a question, because again, we're always encouraging people, if you don't want to pick up the phone and have to talk to somebody, we get that. We're in a day and age where everyone just wants to email or text, correct? So we got that same day that the show aired, an individual wrote in with a question, and it had to do with workers' compensation. And so, you know, sure enough, that same afternoon, we contacted that person to respond back to their question. And as we were talking to the person, we realized not only do they have a workers' compensation claim, but they also had an employment issue with their employer as well. So again, I handle workers' compensation. I have a partner that handles employment law. So after you know, a couple of hours in the afternoon, that person had now been connected with two of the attorneys in our office and was getting set up to have two claims.
Wow. Well, and let's talk about that, especially with we're encouraging people to submit their questions. I mean, what areas of law would you suggest that they have questions with? I mean, we've talked about how many different areas.
Well, we even get questions sometimes for areas of law that we don't handle. And we immediately contact that person back and we'll refer them either to an attorney that we know that handles that.
You know people.
We know a lot of people. Or we'll refer them to Bay Area Legal Services. I mean, or the Florida Bar or the Hillsborough County Bar Association has referral sources if we can't refer it out. So it doesn't matter if it's not particularly something that we handle. Now, obviously, if it's an area of law that someone within our firm handles, such as workers' compensation, personal injury, auto accidents, slip and falls, Social Security disability, we get a ton of questions about Social Security disability. And we get a ton of questions about employment-related issues, all of which we have we have attorneys in our office that can handle answering those questions. And so our main goal is, again, if you don't want to call us immediately, send us that information. It may be as simple as you don't have to waste your time in explaining something over the phone. Again, if it's not something that we can handle, we can get you referred and directed over to the right place. If we get questions in that we obviously believe that we can answer, the first thing we want to do is get more information. So then we will contact you and say, yes, we are very interested. We need more information. Here's what information we need to have. What information can you send to us? And sometimes it takes a couple of phone calls. We try to get you into the office as soon as possible. Sometimes it can be as early as that day. Sometimes it can be as early as the next day. We do have multiple offices in multiple different locations. We have one in Sarasota, we have one in St. Pete, and one in Land O' Lakes. They're all by appointment only, but we certainly try to do our best to accommodate people geographically, and again, answering their questions. But by the time we've set an appointment with you, we pretty much know that, I mean, we're not going to set an appointment with you if we don't think we can help you.
Well, and we know, we can attest to that, how passionate you are about helping people that are watching today, people that are emailing in, calling in. So as you heard Catherine say, if you do have a question about any type of law, I mean, it's confusing. I know I've done a number of these segments with you. I still have questions.
And we all have our cell phones with us all the time and are always getting your emails. I love the people that email at 3 in the morning, and I'm awake at 3 in the morning and I'm responding.
There's more of us out there. All right. Well, Catherine, thank you again so much for being a part of our show. We love when you're here, and we look forward to seeing you next week. In the meantime, if you have a question, there you can go. You can go to that website again, Know Your Rights, or give them a call today.